Hey up, Shaggers, how are we getting on? So welcome back to the channel, I hope you're all okay. So anyway, I've got a massive treat for you today. I'm excited about this one, so you should definitely be excited about this one. So I've got 2 tyres to go and chuck on this morning. Now, it's not just any normal job, this. It's not just any normal run-of-the-mill tractor. Because from our mate Jonty, now, it's a Fordson Major, but it's not a normal Fordson Major. Oh no, that would be fairly mundane and boring, wouldn't it? We don't do boring here. So he's done a tractor puller. Now this thing, he's told me things about it. I've seen some pictures. It looks an absolute monster. So yeah, we're going to go chuck 2 fronts in the front of that this morning. Now also, what's exciting about this is he's running it at Smallwood this weekend, and I've convinced the family that they're going to go up with me. So I get to see this one running as well. So I'm going to do this video in like 2 sort of parts. I'm going to put the tyres on, and then in the second part I'm going to chuck some footage in from Smallwood as well. So yeah, it should be a good one. Stick around to the end, and I'll see you at the end of it.
Starting when it's cold.
What's it running then, brake wise? Fucking hell it is. Ah, so it's yeah, it's got enough then, eh? No, I'm proper excited for Sunday, I have to say. I've never been to one before, but
I'm hoping these are going to come up with rain.
Oh, cast as well, eh?
Yeah.
Nice and dirty for him.
Hey, don't you worry about that. You've seen some of the jobs I've go on. This is bloody Christmas morning job, this one, don't you worry. It's an impressive bit of kit, isn't it?
A silly bit of kit.
Boys and toys, eh? I'm going to have a bit of a nerd sesh here.
You don't want to give too many secrets, mate.
I mean, I film in there. Is that disclosed?
That's the pump.
Oh, fucking hell.
And then the turbo's buried down behind there.
Oh, yeah, you're no risk in that, isn't it?
You'll hear this pump in a minute. That's the fuel pump.
Bloody hell. Oh, fucking whistling well. What a better kit that is. I'll tell you what, yeah, she sounds like she's ready to go, right? We're going on a quick spin now. Fucking hell. Mate, that is absolutely fucking awesome, that is. Right then, so yeah, here's today's mission, and what a beast we've got today. So anyway, we've got 2 on the front and there, so now they're not the biggest, but don't be fooled by the size, because sometimes these can be an absolute swat. They're 619, but I mean the cast wheels, so the wheels definitely aren't coming off, because that probably weighs about the same as me, that does. They are biblically heavy. Now they're not too bad to take off, and they're not too bad to put on, but blowing them up, sometimes they just do not want to seat. So well, we'll have a go and we'll see what we can sort out. Now we've also hit a bit of another hiccup, because the tubes I've brought, well, the valve is a 15mm, where that is a 13mm. Now you don't often see the 13mm in this sort of size, it's only the cast irons you do. So the tubes I've brought won't fit, really. So we're going to have to try and reuse these old ones. But yeah, no, we love a challenge, don't we? Let's get going with this one. Now, in an ideal world, run it with a TL55 and these will be off, but well, they don't look like they've been off in many moons, do they? So, no, I'm a bit more of a realist than that, but we'll get going anyway. That's first bead off anyway. Tube is a little bit stuck, to be honest. I wouldn't expect much else. Stuck in there like Savile was stuck in a school child. There we go. We're a bit crusty, but we don't look all that terrible. Beautiful. There is nothing that a hammer can't do. Totally bearing that, hasn't it? Yeah, we're not looking overly bad. It definitely wants a whizzle. Right, so that is now spotless. Now I've learned the hard way with these. You need to put the time in to clean them up, and it just saves you so much hassle trying to blow them up. Because there's something about this size they just absolutely hate popping on. You'll get about 60 of them and they still won't pop on. So if you can clean everything up, just make sure there's no rust grabbing hold of it. And then what I'll do is I'll just dash some soap around there as well. And it just, when you are blowing it up, it just helps them find the way a bit more. I'll just double check my new tube isn't going to fit through there, but like I say, the valve hole I think is going to be too damn big. Yeah, you see, this is our conundrum we're in. So that valve's just too fat to go through there, you see. See that valve holds the same size as that. Well, it's about 15 mil, so 15 won't go into 13 unless of course you're, well, a paedophile. Use this old tube, I'll just make sure there's no issues with that, and then we'll get that stuff back in with a new tyre. Going through a little bit soft towards well, I'm having 5 minutes brainstorm because, well, we've hit a bit of a speed bump, shall we say. Them tubes, I'm not going to stick them back in. They just don't look like, you get a feeling, and I'm not got a good feeling about them, they're going to shit themselves. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to just very carefully just shave that valve, and hopefully I can just get it to fit through. But when you start shaving valves with wire wheels and it's a tube, you run the risk of going through the tube with said wire wheel, didn't you? But carefully does it. Hopefully we can get this one sorted like that. The problem with these ones is that bloody narrow, you do well to squeeze your hands in. Do you know what, that's pretty much pulled two now. I think that is going to be just the bodge, I mean just the job. And this is right. Moment of truth then, eh? Straight up, straight up. That's on. So yeah, there's one sorted. We'll see what the tube's like this side, but shaving the valve works better than expected, to be honest. So yeah, I reckon we'll just fire a new tube in this one anyway. Right, so we're halfway through, we're getting there, aren't we? Now, because I'm so excited about this job, well, I don't need the energy. ADHD has taken its full effect today. But I could do with some hydration, because it's absolutely biblically hot at the minute. So here's where we get on to a sponsor of the video. Now, I've mentioned this stuff before about the energy, but they also do a hydration drink. And here's today's number, guava flavour, which is, well, it's pretty foreign to me, but we'll give it a go. We'll see how we get on. Now, like I say, this is just a hydration drink, because I've had a few people comment saying they're not a fan of energy drinks, and it's fair enough. I mean, they're not for everyone. Even the good caffeine, it's probably not doing your ticky no favours. So yeah, anyway, let's get one of these made up and see how we get on with it. Now, I'm loving this stuff, I am, because it's actually keeping me off the caffeine, which is doing my health probably loads of good. And also, it's just not as monumentally boring as water, is it? It's genuinely nice stuff. Now, like as usual, I'm not going to force you to buy anything, but if you do like the look of it, I'm going to put some codes underneath, I'm going to put the link underneath, have a look, have a buy, and then see how you get on with it. But honestly, I'm really enjoying this, and it's actually stopping me pissing yellow. So, anyway, let's crack on, shall we? If you look at that valve, look, well, it's barely through. I wouldn't be surprised if this one's a TR15 valve as well. So yeah, in which case we'll definitely be putting our new tube in. We'll just be shaving the top of it. Now, don't let Cherry Catone in here, this one. Because that one's full of meth. Not the meth that she thinks about, but she doesn't know that, does she? So no, that would be often to be slurped in an instant, that would. Cell phone. Yeah, there's a TR15, you see. So someone's made the same mistake as me before, but they couldn't be asked to do that bit, so we'll do it right then. I'm fully leaking here. It's a good job these aren't big ones, are they? I'd be bloody on the floor, keeled over, wouldn't I? Look at the state of that. Look, you know, I said the wheel had grown. Well, that's just compressed poo, that is. It's obviously never been seated right, this. And it's just got all this shat between the bead and the rim. And it's just compressed it. So we'll have to grind that off, otherwise it'll never seat. So yeah, we'll get busy doing that now. So I've just spent a good while cleaning that up, and well, it's come up loads better, but it's still nowhere near as good as the other side, is it? So I'm thinking if any of them are going to give me a headache, it's probably going to be this one. But yeah, we're not pessimistic here, are we? Until it happens, it hasn't happened. So we'll get it built up, we'll keep us fingers crossed, and touch wood, this should just go on as easy as the other one. It's almost like I've done one of these before, isn't it? Because what I was dreading was happening is really happening. So you see how that's not quite sitting right. So we're just going to have to keep trying to get that to blow up until that pops itself out, because otherwise it's going to be like, well, it'll be shaking like a shitting dog. And I can imagine that won't be the comfiest of rides when you've got enough on your plate, haven't you, when you're driving one of these, I can imagine. So yeah, you could do without that. So we're going to have to try and get it straight. Come out. And if we drop it down, so all the weight is on the bottom now, so I reckon if we let it down slightly and then try and blow it up again, it might just jump on. But we've got to try something, haven't we? Fuck you, Dad. Well, there we go. We got done. I tell you what, she looks better for some new booze, doesn't she? What a machine! I tell you what, I'm properly excited to see this going on Sundays. I am. He took it upfield, and that went well. But I'm looking forward to seeing it with a bit of weight on. Look at that, eh? What a machine! To see some tractors, troops. Woo! So here we go then, show day. So I get the troops all loaded up and drag them along with me and strategically let my missus drive, and well, the reason for that will come quite evident later. So anyway, when we got there, we were just in time to catch the dancing diggers. Now, I haven't seen these since I was a kid, but they're still just as impressive as I remember. So they waltzed round for a bit, and then they cocked their leg like some sort of pissing dog, and well, with it being a JCB, I'm surprised it wasn't pissing fluid at the same time, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, we was watching that for a bit. That was pretty cool. I was getting pestered the whole time by my little one that she needed to go on some rides. So yeah, we didn't manage to watch the full thing, but I saw a decent amount of it. And that little JCB, now I think that was the original. Well, I might get one for my missus for home because she's vertically challenged, so it'll be ideal for her to get to the top shelf and that. So anyway, my little one soon got bored there and dragged me away. So anyway, we found the off-roading bit. So we watched these Land Rovers tearing it up for a little bit. But before I got my Sprinter van and showed them how it's really done, well, it was almost time to watch the tractor pulling. So we go from a Defender that's pretty handy off-road to a Defender that could properly pull continents together. Look at this beast fucking go. Now, it's the first time I've ever seen these tractor pullers, but what a spectacle, and look at the amount of smoke. There's that much I can taste Greta Thunberg's tears from here.
How dare you?
So yeah, I made myself comfy here for a little bit, but not before I decided to support some local businesses and tried their local fermented yeast, and I was very impressed. So impressed, in fact, that I decided to indulge in a few more. But anyway, you're not here to see me neck pints, are you? You're here to see this. Now, I'm going to shut up during this one, because this is the best noise I heard all day. What an absolute monster that is. Now, I was about at this point, I had to leave the tractor pull bit because I got robbed. Not by anyone maliciously, but by my own daughter wanting to go on every single fair ride there. So anyway, now my wallet was considerably lighter, well, I made my way back to the tractor pull bit. Now, it was at this time that while I was getting robbed, I realised that I'd missed Johnty Run. But it hadn't gone fantastically, to be honest. Now, it was about here I realised how brutal this sport is, because, well, Johnty had melted his clutch, I'd got another customer who'd melted a piston, someone had snapped an half shaft. So yeah, it's definitely not a sport for the faint-hearted, this. Now, while we're on the subject, I just want to give a massive shout-out to Johnty. Thanks for getting me to sort your tyres out, and thanks for introducing me to this. I had an absolutely brilliant day. And also, Johnty wanted me to mention a massive shout-out to Max Ryder and the boys, so, hey up, lads. So it was a bit strange here, because, well, it's the first time I got recognised, really, and by quite a few people. So for all of those of you who did come and say hello, it was really nice to meet you all. I hope you all had a really good weekend. So anyway, we watched this last little parade of vintage trucks. And then by this point, I had one very tired girl. So I dragged her one last time to have a look at some military gear. We saw one last tractor run, and that was about it. So thanks all very much for watching, and I'm sure I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, Shaggers.